Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat, you're watching iGyaan. Even though it was delayed due to some lockdowns down south, we finally have our hands on the Moto One Fusion Plus. Now this phone is an interesting device from Motorola because it is seeming more like their comeback phone. It's priced aggressively, it has good specifications, and it is also available in two really nice colors. I think we have the blue one over here, I'm going to confirm. Yeah, we have the Twilight Blue, but the phone is also available in a white color which they call the Moonlight White. So if you like our videos, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyaan, and without further ado, let's quickly get started with the unboxing. So the box seems pretty simplistic, Motorola logo on the front, not a lot of information here. It does talk about the 64 megapixel camera, some performance bits and charging bits, but not a lot of information. Let's quickly cut through the packaging. And two more here. So the first thing inside the box is the phone itself, and it's already in a back protective case, which is nice. It saves on the plastic packaging on the back of the phone, which is a good thing, I guess. You also get a quick start guide. It's a readme manual, some legal, safety and regulatory information, and some SAR information here as well. And you also get a SIM ejector tool, a USB wall charger. Now this is an 18-watt charger, much like Motorola's other chargers, and you also get a standard USB to USB-A cable. Now with everything done from the box of the phone, let's take a look at the device itself. So let me remove the back cover first. So this is what the blue color looks like. It's kind of nice, and you do have a little bit of a texture on the back panel as well. You can see the fingerprint sensor over here, the quad camera setup, the dual LED light. Over at the front, let me quickly get rid of this. So let's power it on. So over at the front we have a 6.5-inch display. Now this is a full HD plus display, which is at 2340 by 1080 pixels. And you also have 395 pixel per inch pixel density. It's got a screen to body ratio of 91%, but an active area body ratio of about 84%. So after the bezels, it's about 84%. It's a TFT LCD display. On the bottom of the phone, you have the headphone jack, the microphone, the USB-C port, and the main speakerphone. On the right of the phone, we can see the power button, the volume rocker, and what appears to be a quick key, which was possibly for Google Assistant. On the top you have the SIM tray, a secondary noise cancellation microphone, possibly a microphone for video recording, and then the pop-up camera, which we'll just have a look at. And there's nothing on the left of the device. On the back is where main cameras are. There is a main 64 megapixel camera which has an f1.8 aperture. So if you're using the quad pixel technology, then you can get a 16 megapixel shot. You also have an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 5 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Like I mentioned, the fingerprint sensor is on the back over here. So this color is already very fingerprint friendly. It's extremely glossy, and you can see that it attracts fingerprints very well, which is why I guess they included the back cover inside the box already on the phone. Now this is a plastic back panel, it's not glass if you guys are wondering, and the USB port is also a USB 2.0 port. There is a 5000 mAh hour battery inside, and it does support 18-watt turbo power charging. So that's the main home screen. You can see that it's pretty much stock Android. There's only the Motorola app over here, which will allow you to personalize the device a little bit. You can also modify the layout, the wallpapers. You also have your usual Moto Actions, so things like fast flashlight, quick capture for the camera. So if you quickly whip your hand, you can turn on the flashlight. This is pretty common for Motorola devices, and also if you twist your phone a couple of times, you can enable the camera. And then if you do it again, you can enable the front facing camera, so you can see that the selfie camera pops up over there. So we'll check out the camera in depth, but you do have your usual Motorola settings over here. You do have spot color, the macro shot, ultra res for 64 megapixel shots if you're interested in that. And for video modes, you also have a macro video mode and a slow-mo video mode. And if you're shooting in a regular, you also have image stabilization, and you can capture 4K video at, I'm assuming, 30 frames per second. You also have slow-mo video with HD at 240 frames per second or full HD at 120 frames per second. In the Moto app, there are lots of customizations, and you can, of course, change the layout of the app. So if you want a denser grid, you can have that. And you can also change the styles. So with respect to what kind of icons, what kind of wallpapers, what kind of colors, the icon shape, you can customize all of those, and also download additional themes and choose additional fonts. So lots of customizations here, and you can also choose the color of your icons. So if you want a red color, you can also change the shape of the icon. So if you don't want the round icons, you can get square icons, or you can get this bubble format. So like I said, you can switch the layout of the apps, and then you can give your theme a name. And then you can apply the theme, and then once you come to the home screen, you can see that your settings have been applied. So the phone also has a dedicated Google Assistant button. You can, of course, sign into your Google account, and then you can access the Assistant directly from here. This will be useful for making calls or sending messages or any of the things that you do with the Assistant. Now you have a dedicated button for that. You also have the usual Moto display feature. So you do have the peak display in here, along with, like I mentioned earlier, Moto Actions. So you can customize those and also take screenshots. So you can also turn on flip for do not disturb, or pick up for silence. So if your phone is ringing, you can just pick it up and it'll go into the silent mode. So if you have the phone down and the screen is turned off, if you move it a little bit, you get to see the screen, and basically you can see your notifications. You don't have to turn on the screen all the time. So they call this the peak display, and it works kind of all right on the device. So of course, we'll be testing this phone out in depth. It has a massive 5000 mAh battery that I'm interested in checking out. Now, more importantly, we have the Snapdragon 730G chipset. It is one of the highest rated chipsets in this price bracket. It is a 2.2 gigahertz octa-core CPU. You also get the Adreno 618 GPU and also an NPU for machine learning. So a very interesting chip. You also get 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of built-in storage. The phone does support a micro SD card. I'm going to pop out the SIM tray so you can see that quickly. So you can see that it is a multi-tray. So you can either have 2 SIM cards and 1 micro SD card, or 2 SIM cards in there. So we can choose your favorite. You do still get 128 GB of storage on the device. Now this phone has a little bit of splash resistant, and as you probably saw on the SIM tray, I'll show you again, there is a rubberized seal. So there is some sort of water resistance. Even though Motorola is not officially claiming any kind of resistance, there is going to be standard splash resistance and a little bit of sweat resistance as well. So for day-to-day usage, this device should last you fairly well, especially considering the battery life. The display looks nice, the overall build and construction looks nice. I like the fact that there is no notch or any pinhole. The pop-up camera is nice in this price bracket, like I mentioned. Now, we'll be back with a full review for the Moto One Fusion Plus. If you guys are interested in anything specific, do let us know in the comment section below. If you like this quick unboxing, make sure to smash the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyaan. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.